competing currencies is, I think, the way to go. Competition is a good thing because the market then chooses which one has the best product, and that's what you want. You want the best product, the most efficient. So competing currencies, the logic is exactly the same.
Well, that was the original idea of the euro, was about eliminating competition between currencies, because you had a competition between Deutsche Mark, French franc, peseta, lira, and so on and so on. So people who didn't like the French franc, for instance, could buy the Deutsche Mark.
Yeah.
But this is something they didn't like. Yeah, they hated it. They hated it, and so they abolished the competition.
Yeah, my vision, of course, is that to go back to the world's international money, which is, of course, gold, so that every country could have its own currency, but if you want to transact internationally, you transact in terms of gold, which is the way historically it always has been. But politicians seem to be against gold because of the constraints and discipline it imposes on government spending.
Yes, of course they are. I mean, it's a question of their power, yeah, because their power rests on being able to incur debt and to buy voters and to spend money. On the other hand, if it is true, really true, that they don't need gold anymore and so on, they could have sold it long ago. I mean, why not sell it? The United States have more than 8,000 tons. Germany is second in terms of nations, and they have some 3,400 tons. They could sell it.
Yeah, it's very ironic. They talk against it, yet they still have it.
Yeah.
Because I think they truly recognize that gold is international money, and it really is a reserve, and they want to keep it just in case.
They keep it. I remember talking to the Deutsche Bundesbank in the. I must tell this story because it's very interesting. That was before 1999, before the euro was introduced. Started as book money, not yet in physical form. So before 1999, the forerunner of the European Central Bank, which already existed in Frankfurt, conducted a study on the possibility of a gold euro, of a euro which is covered by gold, let's say to the extent of 50% or anything between 30 and 50%, which was also the case before the First World War in Germany. The Goldmark, wasn't covered 100% in gold.
Nor was the British pound.
And that was enough. This fluctuated, by the way, before 1914. It could be 30%, it could be 50%, but there was no problem. So there was a committee in Frankfurt, including one or two of the big Frankfurt banks. Deutsche Bank took part, as far as I remember. Yeah, I'm sure they took part. And funnily enough, Deutsche Bank was in favor of a gold-covered euro. And they looked at the future money supply, money aggregates, and so they found out there was enough gold to introduce a gold euro. And well, in the end, it was decided not to do it. But then I remember, that's what I wanted to mention. I asked the Bundesbank, why do you keep your gold then? Once it was decided not to cover the euro. And they said, well, if sometime it goes wrong, the experiment, and we have to go back to the Deutschmark, we need something we can build upon.
Yes.
And that's the case, I think, also with other big central banks, even like the Federal Reserve. If this whole paper currency system goes down the drain, which really can happen, even if it takes 5 more years or 10 more years, they need something people trust in, and
Yeah.
that's why they keep their gold.